Welcome to Minnesota Valley Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. I'm Reverend Diana McLean, and I serve this congregation as its minister. And today we are celebrating MVUUF's 60th anniversary, and we are so glad that each of you are here to celebrate with us, whether in the room or online. You are welcome here, however old or young you are, wherever you were born and grew up, whoever your ancestors were, and in whatever religious tradition you were raised. You are welcome here, whatever your gender and whoever you love. You are welcome with whatever abilities and limitations you have. We invite you to always bring your whole self here. Whether this is your first time here or you have been with us for many years, or perhaps you have been away and are returning, your presence is always a gift to us. We're glad that you're here. We hope that you will be glad you came and that you will in turn welcome others. After the service today, everyone is invited to share a potluck lunch, cake, and conversation in the social hall downstairs. We look forward to this chance to both make new friends and renew old acquaintances. We do have several announcements this morning. First, as part of our commitment to remaining a UUA-recognized welcoming congregation, MVUUF will be offering the documentary Trans in Trumpland on Saturday, February 28th, that's this coming Saturday, at 10:30 a.m. here in the sanctuary to begin, with an opening number by the MVUUF choir and a guest musician. Come be in community while supporting MVUUF's continued dedication to improving our wholehearted welcome to LGBTQIA Two-Spirit Plus folks. And then I have another invitation from Nicole. Please come on up.
On Sunday, March 8th, we are hosting a day of rest and renewal, Helping the Helpers, a community healing day open to all. Drop in from 1 to 5 or stay the whole time for massage, Reiki, acupuncture, singing circles, sound baths, and other restorative offerings, along with drinks, soups that have been donated by the Gathered Table of Bloomington. And just so you know, one-on-ones are first come, first serve. You're going to find registration in Friday's email, as well as a sign-up genius for volunteers. And as this is open to the public and has been shared widely, we are in need of many volunteers to greet, bring some food, help with cleanup, and we're really grateful to all that can help make this happen. So please come.
Thanks, Nicole. And also next month, I will be leading a 3-part discussion series on the UUA's Common Read book for the 2025-2026 year, which is Social Change Now by Deepa Iyer. Please see details in the Friday email. It'll also be in the March Unison, and sign up if you are interested. It will take place on Zoom. And last but not least, we always have lots of activities here at MVUUF in addition to the ones you've already heard about. So please do always keep an eye on the website, the Friday emails, and the Unison monthly newsletter for details on all of those.
This morning's chalice lighting words are by Douglas Taylor. Across the generations, we have carried the flame. We fought the injustice, sang the songs, spoke the truth, and built something lasting. We join in the line, and we carry the flame forward. Across the generations, we have been nourished by this flame. Thank you. Justice, singing the songs, speaking the truth, and we are building something lasting. We join in the line, and we carry the flame forward. Across the generations, we have been nourished by this flame. We are singing new songs, breaking old barriers, sharing in the work. And as we find our space in what has been, we are here to make space for the next person as well. We join in the line and we carry the flame forward. Across the generations, this flame comes to us. We are here for the songs, for the justice, for the community sharing the work. We are here now too, to build something new and lasting. We are ready for a new day together. We join in the line and we carry the flame forward.
Let me give just a little introduction to this song. I wrote it just before the 2016 election, and then rewrote it again in 2020. And now rewrote it again in 2024, adding a final verse and the last line of the song I got from Renee Good and Alex Pretty. In our times together, will we find out what it is we're looking for? What is there just out of reach, with words beyond our speech? And will we find a way together? In our times together, will we find a peaceful place where we can sit side by side and tell our stories, sing sweet songs of glory? And will we find our way to be together? Together, through the noise that surrounds us every day. Together, through the fear and pain we live with every day. Together, a dream that someday there'll be a way to live together. In our times together never come, and we live our lives apart. Never find a way to start, never meeting heart to heart. How will we learn to be together? In these times we live in, it's not too late for us to make the choice. Do we clutch our fear and anger, or reach out to each other, saying, I'm not mad at you, are you okay? Let's live together. Together, through the noise that surrounds us every day. Together, through the fear and pain we live with every day. It's not too late for us to find a way to live together.
Our opening words this morning are by Katie Romano-Griffin. Come, let us enter this space of hope and community. Come, Let us enter this space with our sorrows, our joys, our passion, and compassion. Come, let us enter this space with stories of our ancestors, for their strength and wisdom beats in our hearts. Come into this space present to the beloved companions who move beside us. Come into this space mindful that together we are building a future for other generations. Come into this space and let us worship.
Usually in the process of planning Sunday services, I choose hymns in collaboration with Nicole that are on the theme of the day. And today, for our anniversary celebration, what we did instead was choose hymns that are among favorites of this congregation across different times. So we're going to throw in an extra hymn midway through. So I invite you to rise in body or spirit and join me in singing the first of those hymns, Morning Has Broken. We arrive here today as we do every Sunday morning with both joys and sorrows in our hearts. And one of the many promises that we make to each other in this beloved community is that we will both help each other celebrate the joys and help each other bear the sorrows. One of the ways that we do that is through this ritual in every Sunday service. If you have a brief personal joy or sorrow to share, remember these are not announcements, they are joys and sorrows. We invite you to come forward and drop a stone into the water and share at a microphone which one of our ushers will bring forward. You may also choose to drop a stone in silence if you prefer. And if you are not willing or able to come forward, you may raise your hand and an usher will bring you the microphone and I will drop a stone in on your behalf. For those of you online, please type your joy or sorrow into the chat, or you can type the words silent stone, and that will be shared aloud in the room, and again, I will add a stone for you.
Matthew Schneider. I wish I could say that this last week went expected, but it definitely did not. But I think I kept my job from getting on Trump's bad list, so I think we're good.
Leslie Swenson, and It brings me great joy to see some of these folks here today that we haven't seen in a long time. They contributed so much to the growth of this church with their time and dedication, and I am just happy to see them here.
My name is Liv, pronouns they, Faye, and I've been really enjoying some of the smaller like justice things and like corner protests, because if you're like me, those larger protests take several business days to recover from. So if you want to get involved, but some bigger stuff feels overwhelming, those are options for kind of community building and protesting.
Hi, I'm Mimi Law. There's a couple things. I had bronchitis for 3 months, and it's better. I got to go to Florida for 10 days. It was cold, and all I did was sit with my friend and watch the Olympics. And the third is I got this typing from this text, from my son, who's skiing with his significant other, Emily, and said, Mom, we might be staying with you tonight. With the snow in New York is where he lives, and he's staying for 3 days. They both are. It's wonderful. A surprise. I haven't seen him for a year and a half.
Hi, I'm Carla Reese, and I have a huge joy. A family I know that was taken and had been lost in the system is back.
Hi, I'm Barb Becker. I had an opportunity to witness my daughter be a maid of honor in a wedding. And if you don't know her, some of you might know her a little bit, she is an extreme introvert. And being a maid of honor requires a lot of you. She got through yesterday's wedding. I'm so proud of her. She got through it, even a 3-minute speech, and with only 2 panic attacks. She managed, and I'm so proud of her.
Hi, I'm Kathy Eager. I have a huge joy. After 3 years, Lyft has finally landed Louise Fitch. He is an international artist and designer. You have seen his work everywhere. U.S. postage stamps all over the city. He's incredible. So he's coming. My grandson's girlfriend is fixing dinner, or lunch, which is pupusas, shrimp ceviche, and Mexican rice. That's $10, and it's a limited space, so contact me right away. Oh, March 7th.
My name is Holly Bruce. I want to thank you, Kathy. The work that you do to keep our history alive is just wonderful. Thank you so much. Oh, and Lisa.
Have any online joys or sorrows? No. Well, let's keep in mind, as we always do, that in addition to the joys and sorrows named aloud here today, there are always some that are either too tender to be spoken aloud right now or might never be ready to be spoken into a group of this size. But we know that people come with those in their hearts as well, and so we carry them in our hearts with each other. Please join me in the musical response.
And we believe. And we believe in love and in the strength of love, and we will follow the lead to be together. We have hearts to give. We have
centering words today are by Amanda Poppy. This is the home that love made. It is full of the love that the founders felt when they planned out these walls and raised the beams above us. This is the home that love made. It is full of the love of all that have worshiped here, those who have celebrated and grieved here, the babies dedicated, the couples married, and family members mourned here. This is the home that love made. It is full of the love of our children as they learn and laugh together, and our youth as they grow into their own sense of purpose and meaning. This is the home that love made. It is full of the love of staff who have served it, full of their hopes for this congregation, their hard work, their acts of dedication. This is the home that love made. It is full of the love of the choir who made love so clear in their voices lifted here on Sunday morning. This is the home that love made. It is full of our love, the love of this community despite our differences and disagreements, the love that holds us together as a people. This is the home that love made. Can you feel it? May the love be with us always. Amen.
Generosity is one of the spiritual qualities that we aspire to as Unitarian Universalists, and also one of the tangible practices that we nurture in this community. With our offering during each Sunday service, we give of our resources to support the work of this congregation. We know, of course, that giving financially is only one of the ways that we support that work. We also do it with our time and with our talents, several of which got mentioned during Joy's this morning. All of those are necessary for the vital work that we do here together, both for each other within the fellowship and for the wider community. We do donate half of our collection every Sunday to support one of our community partners, organizations who are in alignment with our values. For February, our sharing partner is Northside Achievement Zone, which partners with scholars at all stages of life to ensure that they realize their potential by providing academic assistance, resources, and opportunities for families to support their success in school, work, and life. You can give in person as the baskets are brought around, or online using the QR code on the screen or on the back of the printed order of service, or you can always use the Donate Online link on our website. Please give as generously as you are able.
Skies and the seas shall down. This piece was inspired by the words from the last page of Reverend John Cummins' book, This Strange and Wondrous Journey, which is a collection of his sermons. When Sonia was to be honored by this fellowship in 2004 with the title of Minister of Music, she composed this piece to thank the fellowship. She always loved Dr. Cummins' poetic writings and knew that his words could be set to music. All the royalties from this piece go to MVUUF.
This morning's reading is Honoring Church Ancestors by Alice Anacheka Nassaman. Let us take a moment to honor the ancestors of this church, the people who came together to create a home for liberal religion here in Bloomington, Minnesota, who worked to raise money for a building, who sat in committee meetings and created bylaws, who chopped and marinated and baked for potlucks, who painted and weeded and pounded nails and washed countless dishes, who gathered to worship, to learn, to grieve, to heal, to serve, to build justice, to transform their lives and this world. We are the recipients of an incredible gift and a beautiful vision. Let us do our part to keep this congregation strong, vital, and thriving for generations to come.
Please rise in body or spirit for our next hymn, number 159, This Is My Song. This morning, instead of a sermon from me about your history, we will have a collage of memories submitted by members of this community. We don't have time to share all of what was submitted to us, and we have sometimes edited these for length, but they will also be collected into a document that Kathy has taken the lead on. Is Lisa helping with that too? Anyway, the Archives Committee is working on that, and that will be shared once it's complete, so you will all be able to enjoy all of these memories in their entirety. We're going to begin our collage of memories with a video from Sonia Johnston.
Hi from Florida. It's not very warm here, but it's sunny. And my name is Sonia Johnston. I was music director at MVUUF for 43 years. I loved it, and I was asked to tell a little bit about the experience. I joined the fellowship not long after you bought the building. My husband and I, my 2 kids, and my first poodle. Anyway, one of the first Sundays we were there, they had a music Sunday, and Joanna and I decided to sing Cat Stevens' Morning Has Broken, not knowing it was the favorite song of the fellowship. So we sang that, and the next day, Jane Parrish, who was the chair of the steering committee, called me and said, if you're going to be coming here every Sunday, would you consider accompanying the hymns? I said, yeah, I could do that. Okay. The next week, she called me again and said, wouldn't it be nice to have preludes and postludes? And I had seriously considered going back to classical music. At the time, I was a singer, entertainer at local night spots, and I loved that, but I had studied classical music for many years, and now I could have the opportunity of playing it again. So I decided, yeah, I can do that. The next week, Jane Parrish called me again and said, wouldn't a choir be fun? Well, I'd never directed a choir. I had sung in many choirs. And I thought, well, maybe I can do that too. And she said, we'd like to call you music director. It doesn't really mean anything because there's no money involved. Okay, I was okay with that because I was working regularly and making money. And I wanted to help them, gain people too. So I wanted to help out with ensuring the congregation was going to be successful. So we started with that, and after about 4 or 5 years, they had a special music, not just people participating, but they wanted something bigger, and I decided to write a play. Well, I ended up writing about 30 plays, and I had so many people involved. Kathy Eager was involved. So much, building sets and decorating and making costumes. And her husband, Daryl, was always filming. Had so much help, and it was so much fun. And stars started coming out. 2 of my favorite, and I can't mention everybody because I know I'll forget somebody, but I have to tell you about Lou Kopnick and Beverly Schmidt. They were in, I think, every single play I wrote. And I wish I had a recording of the song they sang together. Yes, I Remember It Well. It was from a Maurice Chevalier movie of the 50s or something like that. And every time I'd see it, it would make me cry. And I look back on those days as some of the most wonderful memories of my life. And I feel like I've got a lot of good memories in my life. But those days of creating and sharing and enjoying each other's company and talents were the best days of my life. And I wish I could get it across to everybody how joyful those times were. And I keep them in my memory and hold them close warmly. Thank you.
Our first story comes to us from Beverly Schmidt. She sent in a long memory which she titled 40 Years of Friendship, Joy, laughter, music, and love at MVUUF. Here are a few excerpts. My husband and I moved to Bloomington in 1977. On a Sunday while walking around the neighborhood, we came across MVUUF. People were walking into a small church building. We decided to follow them. Extraordinarily, Betty Gutman was our greeter. We found seats and listened to Sonia Johnson play beautiful piano music. We quickly knew that we wanted to learn more about this group. I believe the membership at that time was about 40. It was easy to get acquainted with everyone. What a joy. We were no longer strangers in a new city and state. And then there was Sonia. Oh, what a lovely gift she was to me. I had been a starving vocalist, then married and stopped singing. Through Sonia's lively choir, I got to sing every Sunday and sometimes sing solos. I was a happy, faded vocalist who awakened the vocal cords through the magic of Sonia's guidance and music. It was a heavenly awakening for me. During the summer of 1999, Sonia and I hit the road, calling ourselves a duo, and we entertained in nursing homes, community centers, and various venues. It was a rewarding experience. The happiest times of my 98 years were my 36 years marriage and my 40 years in the lasting kinship cradle of MVUUF.
Our next memory comes from Linda Hayen. Of course, nothing can compare to Sonia's original plays that were so fabulous and done for decades. But when those sadly ended, she inspired me and some other thespians here to perform in a few more little plays. The first of these was during COVID. Fran Bolke and I had several outdoor rehearsals for a short play called A Passion Play. It was about a couple who visits a cathedral in Europe and has two very different reactions. Richard filmed us in the sanctuary, and we stayed far away from each other. It was presented on Zoom, as was everything else in those days. Then, in October of 2022, we again acted as a couple in Gertrude Stein and a Companion, which told the life of Gertrude Stein and her partner, Alice B. Toklas. There were two big events called Our Creative Community. The first was in May of 2023. These events included both visual and performing arts. Several artists in the fellowship contributed, and there were many beautiful pieces of all kinds. For me, the highlight was directing 6 of our youth performing in a play called Thespis that took place in ancient Greece. Another act involved Fran and I again in a skit as competing actresses in Farewell and Adieu. In December of 2023, Tom Ellinger starred as Scrooge in a very UU Christmas carol during a holiday service. Several congregants filled in the other parts for a great show. The Our Creative Community event was reimagined for a second time in the fall of 2024, and 12 cast members performed The Big Sleigh, a holiday comedy starring our ministerial intern, Chad Snyder. This was the biggest production of all, and many laughs were heard echoing through the sanctuary. I would like to thank everyone who participated in all these shows, as creating them was not only really fun, but educational and meaningful for me personally on many levels. I think mostly good times were had by all, and memories were made.
Next up, we have a memory sent in by Harriet Dury, which she titled The First Time There. The Dury family consisted of Dick and me and 3 children. Dick and I had been raised in our respective small towns, attending congregational churches. At this time, Congregationalists were more liberal and accepting than many other Christian denominations. But by now, Dick rarely attended Sunday church services with me and the children when we went to a welcoming Methodist church. He had lost his enthusiasm for the religious ideas exposed. On the other hand, I wanted our children to learn these teachings so they could make their own choices as they grew up. Dick said that if we ever lived in a neighborhood near a Unitarian church, he might attend. Several years later, we sold our home and moved to a part of Bloomington where, surprise, a Unitarian church was within walking distance of our new home. Dick was stuck. I had gone to Unitarian services once or twice and liked their philosophy. The first time we visited Minnesota Valley Unitarian Universalist Fellowship was a time when they had a talent show on a Sunday morning. It couldn't have been better for both of us. Mary Tees and Frank Victorson sang a pop song about different personalities. A young girl danced to a peppy song and covered the whole front of the church with her lively moves. A very little girl played the piano with one finger, playing Jesus Loves Me. And a man with a lovely voice sang an aria from an opera. I leaned to Dick and said, "This is where we belong," and it was. The leaders of this church had things to say that stuck with me all week. Even the music was thought-provoking. Dick and I made friends who filled our lives. This fellowship and its people were not only a spiritual answer, but one that brought depth and joy and happiness.
Kathy Eager shared a short list of some of her favorite memories. She included driving Betty Gutman home to Friendship Village, knitting with Phyllis Fairman, crying every time Sonia played Autumn Leaves, and crying even more when Beverly sang Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas.
Maria, our Director of Children, Youth, and Family Ministry, shared, "From the pandemic, I remember hosting parking lot fairs. Children, Youth, and Family had a table in the parking lot, and we lent books to families and hosted a board game exchange."
Nan Corliss wrote, "We came to this fellowship in February of 2005. We had moved to Bloomington from our farm in Hassan Township, and this was the closest UU congregation to us. I had worked with several members of MVUUF before we arrived. Reverend Mary Samuels was on the Affordable Housing Committee for all the UU congregations in the area. We raised funds for affordable housing projects, paying for the prep charges for getting those projects initiated. We also volunteered for the 2-week summer Habitat for Humanity build, which Dick Dury led for many years, even before we moved to MVUUF. What fun that was. Right away, my interest was social action, and there were many ways to get involved. The marriage amendment was being voted for, and the Welcoming Congregation Committee was a vital part of phone calls every week from our fellowship and Oak Grove Presbyterian Church. We lobbied at the Capitol for marriage equality. When it passed, we were thrilled, and several members had their marriage ceremonies soon after. The Welcoming Committee was instrumental in obtaining several social action items for the fellowship. The Peace Pole was one. It stands outside the building stating peace on earth in 8 languages. These poles are at schools, city halls, and buildings all around the country and the world. And the man who started the World Peace Organization came from Bloomington. The cloth mural above the fireplace stating we are a welcoming congregation was made by an artist from Oak Grove Presbyterian Church and created by members of the MVUUF Welcoming Committee. The flags were also a project of the Welcoming Committee and have been replaced and added to several times. One of the most memorable actions MVUUF did was to sponsor several immigrant families. Both the Somali and Ukrainian families gave us the opportunity to work as a whole fellowship to welcome and support them in their challenging adjustment to life in Minnesota, and it was wonderful to see that our support clearly made a difference in their lives. I have realized that after being a lifelong UU, attending 8 congregations in 5 states, that every congregation is different. The people, ministers, and ways of worshiping, as well as the issues they pursue. Most have been open to new ideas and actions. One can be as involved as they desire. Community, social action, support, and a sense of belonging are all important. This has been that kind of community.
Lee Swenson wrote, "One event I remember was many years ago when George Fairman was alive and well and active as a tenor in our choir. I remember that one cold Wednesday evening in the early winter time, I sat down on one of the chairs and began to shiver. 'Boy, it's cold in here,' I said to George. George very calmly said, 'Lee, for everyone that enters the sanctuary, their body heat equals the heat coming off a 75-watt incandescent light bulb. It won't be long before we're all warm again.'" George was a neat guy, and I miss him and his civil engineering background, even though he thought in unconventional ways to heat the MVUUF sanctuary. Hooray for old George.
Just as multiple people talked about the plays put on at MVUUF over the years, we had another topic with more than one memory: announcements. Daryl Eager said, "My favorite memory was when there was time after the sermon to have dialogue. There were always clarification, points of inaccuracies, and disagreement, but always civil. Most of the time, points of contention came from what would now be called misfits. We called it the curmudgeon's corner, and with great affection. We also had an outlier, Laird Brooks Schmidt, and his sidekick Beverly Gypsy Schmidt, who would do comedic bits during Joys and Concerns or during dialogue. To some entertaining and to some annoying, but always interesting." And Don Park said, "When I joined MVUUF in 1980, announcements were a big part of the Sunday service. It was especially helpful when we did a large remodeling and addition to the building. It helped keep the congregation appraised of the latest iteration of the design, need for help with various aspects of the construction, and overall progress. As time passed, however, there was a tendency to overuse this communications path. It was often cutting into the service too much. Spiritual aspects were shortchanged. We gradually cut back, and announcements became less of a feature of the service. A couple of illustrations," he says, "might help to understand what these announcements were like. Shortly after joining MVUUF in 1980, Joan Miller, fellowship chair, asked if I would take the position of membership chair. I thought she must be desperate, and to help out, I agreed. We were trying to grow and were participating in a UUA-supported program that let us have a part-time minister to facilitate growth. He met with me and the membership committee, and we worked on two things. One was a prospective members packet, and the second was to promote circle suppers. Prior to this, MVUUF had promoted super suppers, in which each participant would bring an ingredient for the soup which would be made. I got to announce that, quote, super suppers had been superseded by circle suppers, or to put it another way, circle suppers had superseded super suppers. He says it got a good laugh then too. He says another example was when Barb Gilliand first attended, she reported to her husband Jerry that MVUUF was interesting, but the announcements were amazing. Later, when Jerry attended with her, he heard Steve Danko announce that the men's poker group would meet next Friday evening, and he was hooked. He concludes by saying, "It seems the only constant at MVUUF is change, mostly for the better, but there is always some nostalgia for the way things were." I think Don's closing line is a perfect summation of our brief look back today at the first 60 years of MVUUF, so let me read it to you again. "It seems the only constant at MVUUF is change, mostly for the better, but there is always some nostalgia for the way things were." This is true not just at MVUUF, but in every congregation I have ever been connected to, whether as a member or a minister. There's always a dance between nostalgia and the need for change. The change keeps us relevant as we move through decades and new generations join us, and the nostalgia helps us remember where we came from and what has mattered to us over the years. The themes that I heard in these memories this morning were some tangible things like music, certainly, social justice projects, and details about the building or how people chose to heat the building. But even more importantly, I heard themes of love, connection, and commitment to shared values. Those things are part of the past that we celebrate today, also clearly part of our present, and part of the future that we are moving into together. Let us close with one more hymn from among the congregation's favorites, Blue Boat Home. Our closing words today are by Priscilla Murdoch. As we bring to a close our tribute to the journey we have made through the years, let us be mindful of the enduring bond that keeps us together. Let us remember those who went before and paved the road for us to travel. Let us remember our pioneers with admiration and gratitude, with honor and with joy. Memories are for us to cherish and to share. The future is for us to mold together. Let us be about that work. May it be so. Amen, and blessed be. And now, if you will join me in the chalice extinguishing. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
My wife, Ann Peak, who's a very good writer, in 2002, when this building was opened after the massive improvements that were done, which literally incorporated the blood, sweat, and tears of members, we put together this song as just a little celebration. We thought we'd do it again.
Brick by brick, row by row, you made our new church grow. You built it high and low, and you made it safe and sound. Nail by nail, sweating brow, you all should take a bow. We're glad to be here now, for the love is all around. Crowded rooms, little space, that